7% of all high school athletes go on to play in college. As proud members of the 93% that didn't, this is Fratletes.
Awesome. Welcome back to episode 8 of Fratletes. Today we have AFC South Predictions, not AFC West, like I texted the group chat earlier, and then 5 minutes before we recorded, said we had to change it. We talk about the NBA draft, NBA finals, pretty much whole NBA season, give our takes on everything. That'll be a big part of the show. Then we're going to briefly touch on the Stanley Cup Finals. Avalanche currently up 3-1 in the series. Could go for the gentleman's sweep, which would be very gentlemanlike of them. Then we'll finish up with Rakes and Takes, and then Hayden's Hot Corner. Boys, how we doing?
Great.
Fantastic.
Couldn't be better.
Right. Warriors, NBA champions.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
What are you feeling about that? I've wanted both teams to lose. It didn't happen, sadly.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, at least good for you, Mancini. Is like, if the Warriors were gonna win, like at least they did it in 6.
I mean, hey, a lot of sources tell me that I don't know ball, but series prediction the Warriors winning 4-2. I mean, all I'm saying is nobody else in that group chat predicted Warriors in 6. Nobody wants the team to win on the road.
Actually, okay.
Was that right?
I did predict Warriors in 6. I predicted Warriors in 6, but I thought they were going to go up 2-0.
Your prediction was wild, though. You predicted every single game, how it would happen.
Yeah. And, like, none of it really happened, but I got the in 6 part.
Yeah, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
90% of my paragraph was just blatantly wrong, but I was like, and then the Warriors win in 6.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I was more sad. Like, of course, I had money on the Celtics winning, so that would have been nice. But I was more sad that we didn't get a Game 7 in the NBA Finals because, like, next to the Super Bowl, there's, like, nothing better. Like, that's, like, the best sports to watch is a Game 7 NBA Finals.
Yeah, winner takes all. Especially, I feel like 2 teams. It would have been in Golden State, which would have been electric. I almost would have preferred it been in Boston if it was Game 7, just with all the fans. They were rowdy the entire series.
Yeah.
So what's the new narrative with Steph Curry going to be? Because he's only got one. Here, I'm already starting one. I hate him. I need to have something to hate on for him. The parade. Everyone is it's just obnoxious. I can't stand seeing it. Draymond is talking an immense amount of shit. He is straight off of his wagon. It is insane. Steph Curry is annoying. Klay Thompson is still just kind of being mute. It's
a whiny bitch.
Yeah, he's so weird. He doesn't talk much, but when he does, it's just weird.
Just complaining.
Yeah, whining.
It is.
And then Draymond, Klay, all complaining about cussing post conferences and whatnot, and then just Draymond yelling "fuck."
They started beef with the Grizzlies for no reason. Like, they took a tweet from 3 months ago that was like a subtweet at them, and they're like making it their whole personality as if they were like doubted throughout the season. I was like, you were the 1 seed the entire year and then choked at the end and got the 3. Like, it wasn't like they came back like the Celtics, who were like the 10 seed halfway through, got up. Then they act like we didn't have a reason for talking when we overtook them for the 2 seed.
So let's refresh. Who did the Warriors go through?
They went through
The Timberwolves, I'll tell you that much.
Did they have the Nuggets round 1?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nuggets.
Yeah, then it was Grizzlies.
And then the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies with a hurt Ja Morant after what, game 2, 3?
Yeah.
When they broke the code.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but a sorry Mavs team. Like the Mavs, the Mavs had no business being in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, it was basically Golden State versus Luka.
Yeah, literally.
Anyone with a brain probably figured that the Warriors were going to be in the finals. And then I don't want to say I don't know, man. It was weird. The Celtics I thought were the better team, but then like it just the last 3 games they just destroyed themselves.
They were just gassed, bro. They were so tired.
I don't know what it was. Tatum is not that guy, and it was just sad to see.
I don't think he's that guy yet, but I think a loss like that kind of show. Like, I don't know. Isaiah Thomas lost in the NBA Finals on the Pistons when he lost to the Lakers and Magic Johnson, and they won back-to-back the following year. It takes like a smack in the face that hard to let you know, like, I worked my ass off this offseason and I was still tired by Game 3 of the Finals. I need to go even harder, and you commit that hard, and then you're golden.
But like, is that like sometimes that can be bad? Like if you overwork and then you put too much like pressure on themselves throughout the season, like we got to get back. Like that's the only. I don't know. I could see the Celtics kind of being like the Thunder were, where they were like, "Oh, this is a team that's going to be here like every year," and then like they just aren't. Like I think the Bucks, if Chris Middleton and they are all healthy, like the Bucks are going to come back.
Dude, I think I said in the previous episode where we were doing our predictions out of the East, I said the winner of the Bucks and Celtics would make it to the finals. The Bucks, even without Chris Middleton, they were a good team, and Giannis is on a whole different level right now. It is insane what he's done in the league compared to I was looking at the old Colin Cowherd about Kevin Durant when he was getting drafted with the whole NBA draft being tonight and everything. Kevin Durant was the only player in that draft that couldn't bench press 185 pounds. Couldn't do a single rep of 185 pounds during the NBA Combine.
He couldn't do a single rep.
No, Greg Oden was faster than him in the 3/4 court sprints. And then the agility cones, everything. Looking back, Portland would have been morons just by on the analysis to take Kevin Durant over Greg Oden.
And then we see how that worked out.
Yeah, it's insane. But I mean, I was just looking at that earlier today, and it just blew my mind that Kevin Durant coming out of college couldn't bench press 185 pounds.
That is actually ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, in the Blazers' defense, Greg Oden was I
think we're losing Hayden to some testicle difficulties.
Yeah, but that is crazy. I feel like as someone who can bench 185, that makes me feel so much better about myself.
Oh yeah, this is a gaslight moment.
Yeah, this is a big moment for me on the podcast.
I'm very proud of you for coming out with that statement.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it humble, but am I better at basketball than, rookie Kevin Durant? I think it's got to be put out there.
Hayden, you all right over there?
Yeah, I didn't know I was lagging out, bro. I'm sad.
Did you hear the part of the conversation though? KD not being able to bench 185 when he was getting drafted.
Yeah, I heard that, and I said in the Blazers' defense, Greg Oden was that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was him in college.
Dude, that Mike Conley and Greg Oden Ohio State team was ridiculous.
Dude, I can't believe they lost to Joakim Noah.
Okay, dude, it was Joakim Noah, Chandler Parsons. Let me look up that team, dude. They had two other big names. Their big name point guard. This is gonna kill me, but I'll look it up real quick.
Did they have the Morris twins? Why do I feel like that?
Yeah, no, dude, they did. Yeah, yes, they did.
No, those were they were Kentucky. I'm thinking of the Pounds.
Oh, it was Corey Brewer. They had Corey Brewer too.
Mid.
Corey Brewer was great in the NBA for a little bit.
Mike Conley's the only one still playing.
Oh, good Lord, dude. No, it's not Tim Tebow. I don't know what's up with my computer. Recently, I'm Googling shit, and it pulls up all Yahoo, and it just drives me insane. Corey Brewer, Brandon Powell, Torian Green, Lee Humphrey. Pretty sure Lee Humphrey was a dog. Joakim Noah. Maurice Spates, Al Horford. Big Al, who we love Horford, on this podcast.
Yeah, damn. Okay, never mind. The narrative is no longer we lost to Joakim Noah. We lost to Al Horford.
They had Al Horford. I forgot they had Al Horford and Joakim Noah on the same
This whole
team.
time, it was never Game 3 Al, Game 5 Al, Game 7. It was national champion Al. That's who we were missing the whole damn time.
Wow.
Chandler Parsons must have been on a later team before he absolutely robbed the entire NBA.
Dude, he secured the bag. Second best John Wall. It's like
2 different franchises, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, dude, John Wall hasn't played a game in like 2 separate seasons and got paid like $47 million at least each.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude. He just called they just called the Rockets to let him know that they're opting in. Yeah. And you know that the Rockets saw the phone call coming through. They picked up and his agent was just laughing. And they're like, okay.
I want to alter my list from last week where it's like untucked jersey Kyrie, mask LeBron, everything. I forgot about gang sign John Wall. Dude, when gang sign John Wall is on the court, he's the best player in the NBA every single time. Like, what are you doing if homie just hits something and then throws down at half court putting up gang signs? Like, it's like, goddamn, 40-piece incoming.
All right, let's move on to let's start off, do a little AFC South, not AFC West. AFC South football, which I think it's going to be a lot closer than like people think, because it's kind of been like the Titans division to lose the past 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah,
I think it changes this year. I have the Colts coming in at 12-5 and taking the division. I think the addition of Matt Ryan, you have Pittman, you have Jonathan Taylor. I think having that reliable quarterback that can go out and win you a football game that they haven't had, I think they win the division.
Okay. Before we get into any particular teams, I have a question about this division. Who is the best receiver in the division? Is it Brandon Cooks?
Who's he play for?
The Texans. And there's definitely an
what about
Cooks is the best receiver?
Oh,
the Jags the Jags just signed Christian Kirk.
You think Christian Kirk is the best receiver in that division?
I saw Brandon Cooks get absolutely depleted in the Super Bowl and carried off like a bitch. So yeah, I think he's a lot better.
But okay, even if it is Christian Kirk, do you hear
Michael Pittman?
Here?
Yeah, I was trying to think what I'm saying. Somebody. T.Y. Hilton?
No, T.Y.'s
maybe
outside.
In 2015. Do you see what I'm getting at here? This division is boring. Yeah. Like, it is insane how bad like some of these teams' rosters are. And I mean, Colts.
No, I'll tell you the best.
Like Jonathan Taylor.
I'll tell you who the best receiver is, bro. The best receiver is Davis Mills when they put him out wide during a wildcat formation. That's the best receiver in that division.
Mills Mafia. I love it. And I wish I could root for I wish there was any sort of positivity to say about the Texans this year, but there's not. Like, not a single bit.
No.
Like,
bro, I don't know. I said the Texans are gonna have like probably a better year than last year. I think David is it Davis Mills or David Mills?
Davis.
Okay, that's a bad start. But I think he has it's not he's not gonna be great. He's not gonna be comeback player of the year. But I think a significantly better sophomore year.
Dude, he wasn't bad as a rookie.
He wasn't
bad at all. And like I said, dude, he's a setup. He's not set up for success whatsoever. Like, that team is terrible. He could go out and put up 20 touchdowns and 40 picks, and I'd still let him have a chance next year. It's just it's sad with what he's got to work with, man.
Yeah.
But I'll stick with the Colts. I just wanted to get that point across. I don't think this division is going to be very exciting. I also have the Colts winning the division, but I have them winning it at 9-8.
Wow.
I think it's going to be that type of division where we get a old school NFC East.
Yeah, will team even be above 500 action? It's a bad division.
Back when the Eagles going 8-8 would make them the playoffs, or what is it? Where the Falcons and Panthers and all them teams everyone was battling for 7-9.
It was 6-7-1. They made the playoffs.
That's what I'm getting at, dude. I think it's going to be that type of year. Colts win it, but I got them at 9-8. Outside of the division, dude, I don't see where they get their wins.
It's I feel like they have a really good defense. I feel like that and Jonathan Taylor are going to win them games. And then just with the addition of Matt Ryan, I think that's where they can get those 11, 12 wins, because I think they pretty much dominate this division, which is going to get them like 5 to 6 is already there. And then, I don't know, they have a tougher schedule, but it's not as bad as the Titans. The Titans are playing a first-place schedule, and they are going to get cooked this year, I think.
I don't know, man. I always have faith in Derrick Henry. Like, he's the reason I won my Fantasy Football League championship this year.
Yeah, I mean, but just I don't mean to doubt Derrick Henry, but at the same time, like we saw him miss time last year. Like it's tough to rely on Ryan Tannehill, like in big situations. Like
yeah.
And then, like, do they just say, like, F it halfway through and put in Malik Willis? Like, is that an option? Like, are they just going to be like, okay?
It could be if they're like 2-4, 2-5.
Yeah. I think if Malik Willis comes out, you could see an awesome rookie year.
They could run an interesting offense. They could run. Mike Vrabel could definitely cook something up with those two in the backfield.
For sure.
But I think so. Hayden, what do you think the Colts were going to be?
So I said the Colts. I thought the Titans were going to win it, but then I didn't realize how tough their schedule was. But I kind of had the Colts, Titans like flip-flop, like 11-6, 12-5 each way. But I thought the Colts with Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan just getting out of Atlanta and shaking that fog from the Super Bowl. I think you're going to see like almost like a new Matt Ryan that we haven't seen in like 5 years. I think it's going to be a really good year for them. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be a solid addition as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see Matt Ryan get back to the playoffs and make a push.
This is like easily though Matt Ryan's like least talented team, like offensively around him. Because even though they always kind of like sucked in Atlanta, they always had Julio, Roddy White, Michael Turner,
Tony Gonzalez,
Calvin Ridley. Like they always just kept adding guys. Kyle Pitts. Like now he's got Michael Pittman Jr. as his top weapon. So like
who is
interesting.
Probably a number 2 receiver on 25 other teams in the NFL.
Exactly.
The receivers in this division. I mean, there's an argument that Treylon Burks is the best receiver in the division. And he hasn't even played a game. Top 3, like from experience, is probably Brandon Cooks, Michael Pittman, and shit, I don't know, dude. Like you said, Christian.
It would have to be Kirk. It was gonna
Marvin Jones, maybe Marvin Jones.
I like Marvin Jones, but Marvin Jones is just a guy who's going to get you he'll get you those 5 to 10 yard first down catches 3 times. Like he's not going to
have that guy
win you game. Yeah, he's not going to win you games.
Yeah, you're right. He'll put up like 2-3 games a year where he gets like 120, 2 tutties, but you know.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's move on. Let's go
we want to go to Titans.
Yeah, we kind of talked about them. So like I have them right behind them, kind of like you hate them at 11-6. I was like, I just feel like they'll beat up on the lower guys as well. And then it's Derrick Henry. I feel like he's still, even though I just said you can't rely on him. If he's healthy, if he's on the field, like he can make that impact no matter what. And like he just can have the ability as a running back to take over a game. If they rely on Ryan Tannehill in the quarterback room, they could be like a 7-8 win team. But if they stick to what they're good at and like not try to like force Malik Willis into like developing and like throw him in, I think they can win 11 games and like get a wild card.
Dude, like, my thing is too is like you got to think with both the Colts and the Titans. You can give this argument, but they both play the Jags and the Texans twice. That's like 4 wins right there. They just have to make it at least like 6 more, and they can find their way through 6 more wins.
Yeah,
that's my theory, though. That's 4 free wins for both those teams. I'm assuming they split. Dude, the Titans' schedule, like Zach said, outside of the division, I have them going 9-8 too. But I think the Colts will win by default, or whether they sweep them in the division or not, whatever. I think the Titans will barely. This is just my complete hot take prediction. Colts and Titans both go 9-8. Titans barely miss the playoffs unless they sneak a wild card somehow. Colts will get that division spot, but The Titans, man. It's the thing with Zach, dude. Zach's right either way. If they're hurt, the Titans. If Derrick Henry's hurt, which it could be, getting 30 plus carries a game, it
takes its toll. He's up. He's getting up there.
It's more likely than others, but anyways, it's tough. 9-8, man. I just don't see them winning many games outside of their division. I don't see either team doing it. Texans and Jaguars, that's going to be repeated history, man. That just don't see them getting much better. Drafting, it's not the Jaguars' fault. This draft wasn't very loaded at all whatsoever. But that player,
I still don't know. Trayvon Walker, I still don't know why they took him first overall. I don't think.
Who else are you going to take, man? Who else you take?
If you were going to reach it, because I know like the Ravens were potentially looking at getting him at 14, and like he was projected anywhere from like 1 to 15.
Yeah.
And if you're going to reach like that, I just felt like you could have taken a receiver or something, help Trevor Lawrence out even more. But like, or not even, I won't even say even more, because they got him Christian Kirk on like a $30 million a year contract, it feels like. So
did we all check off Titans predictions?
Yeah.
Hayden, did you get yours in? All right. You want to get into the Jags then, like we were getting into?
Yeah, I got the Jags at 5-12. I think they'll beat the Texans once, probably twice, and then they'll sneak a few wins. I think they're going to be better. Trevor Lawrence, they'll have ETN back. They got Marvin Jones. They have Christian Kirk. So it's like they're slowly building some sort of thing offensively. They have James Robinson. As long as he doesn't get benched by Urban Meyers again, Urban Meyers comes back and just to bench James Robinson. As long as, which killed my fantasy team. Absolutely did not have that in the notes that James Robinson was going to be benched because Urban Meyers didn't like him. But I think they have decent pieces offensively, and I feel like Trevor Lawrence could, if he takes that next step, doesn't really have a big step to like go off of, but as long as he takes a big step forward, I think they're going to be a 5-12 team.
I also have them
still 5-12.
I have them at 5-12 too, which is, I would agree, but you could say decent for the Jaguars. It's hard for them to get much worse, as they've had the number 1 pick in the draft the last 2 years. But like you said, I got them at 5-12. I think the Texans are just significantly worse than every other team in the NFL. Like, I feel bad for Texans fans. If that was my team on pen and paper, I said this last year too, and they won 4 games. And like, if you'd have told me they won 4 games last year, I probably would have laughed at you. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. They fire their coach, rookie quarterback going into his second year. Brandon Cooks is their best player, probably. They got they draft Derek Stingley. Is that correct?
Yeah, Derek
Stingley. He's got superstar potential. Absolutely. But is he gonna? How many games is a corner gonna win you?
Yeah, he's gonna have to get like 7 interceptions a game to make a difference of that, or they just won't throw to his guy. Like, sorry, you're not getting thrown to Stingley's on you.
Jaguars just are a one piece and quarterback better than the Texans, in my opinion, which is why I have them at 5-12 too. What about you, Hayden?
Yeah, I honestly think that they're going to be the worst team in the division. I think they're just trash. I think just like as the city of Jacksonville is just cursed. They had one fucking lucky year. They beat the Steelers in the playoffs, whatever.
That is why I've been wondering. You've been, every time the Jaguars get brought up on this podcast, you start going in on them. And I forgot about that. It all makes sense now. I've been wondering why you've been going in on the Jaguars. Okay.
Bro, it's crazy. It's honestly like just growing up. Like they've always had it. I remember the playoffs in 2007. I remember in 2005 they beat us.
I remember them too.
Oh my God. It was just they've all, and they do that Blake Bortles game. Like I still have not recovered from. Like I don't know how we lost to Blake fucking.
That was playoff Lenny. Playoff Lenny. We didn't even know it was playoff Lenny.
And like the Steelers still went off. Like Le'Veon Bell had crazy catches and touchdowns. Antonio Brown had to go off. Like Ben threw his arm off damn near. And then
not hard
The
for him
Jacksonville
to do.
yeah.
The
But
Jacksonville
anyway,
Jaguars, man.
Anyway,
He was
I
getting
think they
on
go
by a thread.
4-13. FOUR 4-13. I honestly just love.
Four's up.
Exactly. I love the idea of Trevor Lawrence being a bust. I think it's so damn funny because
It's a good idea.
he was touted, like everyone sucked his dick as like the best quarterback of all time. Like never lost in high school. He never lost in college. And now it's like, oh, he's gonna transform the Jaguars. Doesn't do shit. Now to be fair, like their system was a dumpster fire last year. But like I don't know. I remember that last year of Clemson. I was like, man, it's not as good. Like his freshman year, he was a lot better. I feel like. I mean, he torched Alabama.
Yeah.
He could barely
won a Heisman.
Tulane.
People are wondering, did Ohio State break Trevor Lawrence? It's possible. That was his last college loss, and I mean,
Plus
he doing now?
Plus his, I don't know, like he's debating it. I think it's not true, but he took his signing bonus in crypto, and like it was like 21 million, and now it's only worth 9 million. Yeah, so like that sucks too.
He was claiming that was a different deal, though. He was claiming that wasn't his.
And like I guess that like the way it works is like they don't like convert to crypto immediately. It's like every 2 weeks. Like say every 2 weeks you got paid $1,000, or like you had a spare $1,000 you made, and you had someone like buy Bitcoin with that $1,000. Like that's how they do it. So if anything, when the price goes down, he gets more Bitcoin because it's cheaper. He can get more bang for his buck, and then he gets more of it. So when it goes back up, he'll probably get richer. But for right now, not.
Hayden's like, long term, this is actually really good for him, and like he's gonna make so much money. But like right now, like tough scene, only 9 mil.
He'll set up a Hayden versus Trevor Lawrence rough and rowdy event.
Yeah, bro, he's only making $9 fucking million. What a bum!
What a bum!
Why don't you get a real? Probably need a summer job.
Probably does. Jacksonville. Well, yeah. Speaking of bums, there we go. So yeah, speaking of bums,
you want to speak about bums?
Yeah, speaking about bums, the Houston Texans, just, I mean, 53 men, so 53 bums, and then they're just bad. They're really bad, like at everything that they do. Like I have them. I have them.
Go ahead.
2-15. I have them 2-15.
Yeah,
damn,
it's gonna
that's
be rough,
bad.
man. Dude, okay. So I'm really rooting for
So
Davis Mills. I have a really nice rookie patch auto of Davis Mills, like a 1 in 5 rookie card. But so I'm definitely pulling for this guy heavy because it's a really rare card. And if it was like a Trevor Lawrence or something, some other literally Justin Fields, any other quarterback in his class, it would be pretty valuable. But since it's Davis Mills Mafia, I need you to go off, my man. Like I'm pulling for you. I got some stock in you. And
yeah, I was gonna say future investments.
Yeah, dude. Think about this is more than just you. Think about other people here. But
think about the boys.
With that being said, I got the Texans going 3-14. I do not have much faith for my boy Davis Mills, but like I said, dude, he's set up for failure. Like for what he did last year on the Texans, it wasn't that bad. Like I said, dude, they had really low expectations and last year just like this year, and I think they passed them.
Can you like rely on a quarterback with that long of a neck though?
It's not about that. It's not about
like
that.
I feel like he physically could have like I don't think it'll happen, but like if someone were to say someone this year is going to physically have their head knocked off, like statistically speaking, he'd be the best bet. Because there's just so much more like room for it to like just like it's so much room between it where his helmet ends and his shoulder pads. It's like kind of tough to look at on screen.
I don't know, bro. Phil Simms won a Super Bowl and his neck goes up to his forehead.
Yeah. Tough scene for long necks.
Bollinger, don't a lot of people call you a giraffe? What's that? What's the dude off of Madagascar? Marty.
Oh, it was Taylor Weagle. Yeah, Weagle calls me that shit. Yeah, so I don't know, like, I'm not Davis Mills level though. Like that is an impress. I'm not gonna say that, but
that's impressive neck he's got.
Okay.
Davis Mills got some impressive neck.
What you got the Texans going?
So call me crazy. And so what's crazy? This record is not good, but you're gonna think I'm insane for giving them like this good of a record. But I think it was 6-11, bro. I think Davis Mills is a dog. I think he makes it work. I think he could win some with the Texans last year, and they were like bums. So I think this year they're gonna be a lot better. Not a lot better, but
6-11.
6-11 better.
That's I feel like if you told Texans fans they'd go 6-11 this year, they'd be ecstatic.
Start popping bottles.
They would be.
They didn't even win that. They didn't win that many games. Deshaun's last year, did they? I think they only won 4 that year.
It's been a long
that makes
time.
my take look bad.
Let's see. That would be Deshaun's last season he played, right?
Just tell Davis to not get a massage, and he'll win more games than Deshaun.
Yeah, that's probably why he was worried about making up. Yeah.
Yeah, his testosterone was so low because he was getting jerked off in massage parlors.
There should be Deshaun Watson news coming up soon.
Yeah.
With his suspension.
Yeah, 2020 they were 4-12.
Damn, that's not good.
That's not good. Did they have D-Hop then too, or no?
Yeah.
No. That was the year. Oh wait, no. That was the year they didn't have D-Hop.
Everyone was really mad because their front office was like dishing everyone out, but for some reason I think Deshaun stayed, and then some allegations popped up. People might have heard about, and then
a few allegations.
Yeah.
Quick Kobe piece.
Dude, I remember one time the Steelers played the Texans. It was like 2019, 2020, and we were up like 49-7. And it was like late in the game, and DeAndre Hopkins caught a touchdown pass, and he mossed one of our like old like veteran linebackers, Vince Williams, like absolutely just like mossed him. And he caught it landing on the ground, and the camera came right over top of him as he was like laying there celebrating. And Vince Williams, they like got Moss, goes and like lays right next to him. He's like posing the camera, and D-Hop shoves him away. It's my favorite sports.
I do.
I swear.
I remember that. He got 15 yards for that too.
Yeah.
Disgusting organization. Disgusting organization.
I'm a Ohio State Buckeye and UNC basketball fan. We're gonna do a lot of NBA draft recap. The Warriors.
Kid knows ball. The kid knows ball.
He's a certified ball knower. So we're gonna make sure we get a lot of valuable information, some hot takes. Maybe get in a heated debate. Who knows? Where is Steph all time? He's not in my top 5. No chance.
I know he's in Reimer's.
Yeah, we're gonna get straight to it. So here is Jacob Rhymer. Okay. All right, Jacob has officially joined us. Jacob Rhymer, how are you doing from Beyond the Arc podcast? How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for letting me come on. This is fun.
Good to see you. It's good to see your face. I miss you, buddy. I miss you a lot.
It's been too long, dude. We gotta hit the links or something. You gotta come back to Ohio, or shoot, I might need to come down there. Courses down there are so much nicer.
Yeah, you should definitely look into that. I need to come back to Ohio anytime soon. I don't know. I've been trying to, like late July, but who knows? I'll definitely be back for some pumpkin show.
Oh yeah,
pumpkin show,
dude. It's our hometown festival. You don't even know, Zach. You don't even know.
Hey, you don't want to call it the fair. People will get pissed around here.
If you call it the pumpkin festival or the pumpkin fair, yeah, dude. People will throw hands.
All about pumpkins.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's Ohio.
That is, yeah, it's definitely Ohio. And it's like 2 towns over, it's all like tractors and everything.
That's awesome.
All right, so Reimer is can I call you Reimer?
Oh yeah.
Also known as Rhyme Time.
Rhyme Time, baby.
Our boy Reimer has joined us today to talk a little NBA draft recap, Warriors, and what else we have on the agenda. A little bit of Ohio State talk. I want to talk a little bit about Ohio State basketball's future, and basically that's all I have on my list. Nothing too crazy, nothing too long. But yeah, I want to talk to you about the Warriors and what you think about them moving forward. And where were your thoughts before the season?
Before the season, I thought the league was going to be put on notice because, I mean, Steph even said it last year that you all don't want to play us next year. With Clay coming back, they come out here, just run right through the Western Conference. I was scared in that Grizzlies series because,
thank you,
dude, from the play-in the last year and Ja just took over, I was like, there's nobody can guard him on this team. Like, that would be one matchup that they can take care of on defense. And so that scared me a lot. But they got through it and didn't have any injuries, thankfully. Clay was healthy. And won the title. Steph getting his finals MVP, this coveted finals MVP that he so desperately needed.
He did need one.
I do feel like that adds so much to Steph's legacy, because if he would have gone his whole career without getting a finals MVP, even though it's such a small little thing, like, because obviously rings are more important, like, that's just something that so many people like hounded him about, was like, oh yeah, you have these rings but no finals MVPs, getting carried. So that was, I think, a huge thing for him.
I think he should have got it in 2015. I thought he got robbed. I mean, he was still averaging like 26, 6, and 5 or something like that. I don't know how you don't give that to him then, but I mean, Delly did lock him up game 2. I'll give him that. But the one thing from this series from the finals that I saw, I have never seen Steph Curry play with so much emotion. Like, he showed everybody how bad he wanted this one. It probably because of that finals MVP, how desperately he wanted to get that. And you saw all the emotions pouring out at the end of game 6 on the court, hugging his dad and everything. He wanted this one bad. And I'm getting chills talking about it, honestly, because he's my favorite player. I was so pumped for him getting it.
I think I tweeted back earlier in the season, before my boycott, probably when the NBA was just getting back into the season. I watched a Warriors game, and I think I tweeted and said I might be a Steph Curry fan. And that is huge coming from me. Massive, rather. But I don't want to say that was ruined because of Draymond, but I remember how much I hated the Warriors, or how much I hate the Warriors because of Draymond. And as a fan of the team, what are your views on Draymond Green and the way he acts on and off the court? It's insane to me.
So when they first started up with their runs, I was like I love the energy he brings. You saw in 2016 when he was suspended for game 5, all their energy was gone.
Yeah.
And now the Cavs have momentum in game 6 and going into game 7 as well. Like, that's their nucleus on defense and throughout the whole team. Like, he brings the energy.
Yeah.
But as we've gone on through the years, especially this year, I have started to hate him. he just does the little childish things, like walk in. Like, I kind of like it when he was walking Tatum back to the bench during that timeout with the ball. But I'm like, dude, this is a big game right here. It's in the 4th. Like, get to your huddle, talk with your team, and let's get out there and make a big play. But I'm getting tired of his antics, getting the tees, getting the suspensions. Like in game 1 against Memphis, I thought Warriors were done because Draymond was going out, because they needed him to go out to guard Jaren Jackson, that pick and pop with Ja, because Looney's not going to go out and guard him like that. And so that was very, very lethal in that series, because I thought Jaren Jackson would just go nuts because Draymond being out.
Like you said, Draymond just puts you in so many, like, as a fan, just so many situations where you're like, he could get teed up at any given moment.
It's
and like you said, in the 4th quarter in a huge game, if he gets teed up in that situation for doing something stupid, like, that's something that coaches teach you from the first day you step on a court. It's like, don't do something stupid in a moment like this. And he just takes it.
And you're getting benched the rest of the game.
Oh, easily. Dude, that's what they teach you. Draymond just takes it to the very edge every single time. Just no filter. He doesn't care.
Yeah. I will say I've always told people this. I personally, because of how I played basketball, which is like I would foul out before the third every single time, I love Draymond Green's antics. I hate when he's playing against the Grizzlies because it works. He gets in people's heads. He knows how to piss you off so much. And it's hard for guys to go to the lane and stuff, knowing that Draymond doesn't care if he gets a flagrant 2 for just taking your knees out. Like, that's tough to be like, I'm going to drive and like go to the basket hard, and Draymond could physically punch me in the face here. Like,
or kick you in the balls.
Yeah, like he just does not care. And I will say I loved when he walked Tatum back to the huddle. I thought that was when I knew the series was over. I was like Draymond physically is ending this right now and showing the Celtics that he does not care who they are, and that he little brothered him. He literally walked him back to the huddle. That was insane.
I like it. I also don't like it because, I mean, it was game 5 and fourth quarter, just get back and discuss with your team how you need to adjust defensively if you need to make any. I love him like when he's not doing the antics now. Like when he's on defense, he played tremendous defense all throughout the playoffs. Jokic,
insane.
That's what he does.
And then Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, a mix in the finals. And that's what I love when he is playing, not doing the antics and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I will say in the like you were saying, in the Grizzlies series, game 1, that's where it can become an issue because, like, if Ja hits that layup at the end to take game 1, that's very much put on Draymond getting tossed that early, and then that completely changes the series.
Exactly, and that's kind of how like with basketball changing with stretching, like stretch fours like Jaren Jackson. Like when the Warriors go small, that is why Draymond is the 5, is because you got like Jokic, Jaren Jackson, bigs that are able to step out and shoot the 3. If you got an elite point guard like Ja Morant or Luka, I mean, now you can say Christian Wood because he can step out and shoot a little bit, and they do that pick and pop action. Draymond needs to be there to recover and contest, like a guy like Looney. Now, maybe with Wiseman coming off injury and stuff, he could get out there and contest, but I still don't think he's as quick as Draymond.
That's the other thing. The Warriors are getting a number 2 overall pick back next season. Like, I truly think the Warriors are running this back. I really do think so.
They're going to run it back, and then when Steph and Clay and all them retire, they got Jordan Poole, they got Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga. I think Patrick Baldwin's going to be a stud for them too. He had a bad year at Milwaukee, but he was a top 5 recruit coming in last year. Like I feel like that's a steal late in the draft right there. And you got Wiseman. If they can bring Looney back to be the backup 5, that's still nasty.
That's the thing with the Warriors is you got all this like free agency drama and whatnot going on right now. A bunch of teams panicking, not knowing what they're going to do, and then it's just like the Warriors are kind of set. It's just like, what do we need? We don't really need to do anything.
Run it back.
Yeah,
they literally just are running it back.
Enjoy your summer, everybody. We'll see you in September.
Like Draymond said, it's the Warriors Invitational.
Yeah, literally. I mean, and I feel like no team in the past 8 years is better at drafting late in the draft. I guess you could even push it back like 15 years. Just no one's been better at drafting than the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like they built that entire team through the draft. None of these guys came over through trades or free agency. This was straight scouting and developing these players into these studs.
That's what I love. I'm not huge on like the buying your teams and stuff like that, like trading, like the Kyrie drama that's going on right now, potentially Kevin Durant going to another team. Like the Warriors and the Celtics both made it to the finals and they both developed their teams. Like Boston, they're not going to go away either, 100%. Like you got Robert Williams, who I think can be a defensive player of the year player. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, if they can stay together. Marcus Smart, you got Grant Williams, I guess, coming off the bench. So I think that's what I liked about that finals, because it was 2 built teams.
Yeah, very wholesome finals. Just a bunch of teams that just built from the ground up.
Oh yeah. But I guess
all right. Before we get into the draft talk, last Warriors question: where is Steph Curry all time?
Top 5.
Is he number 5?
He is. For me, he's 4. But
so what's your top 5? Like, what's the 3 before him?
Yeah, I need to. This is huge.
MJ 1.
Okay.
John 2. Kareem 3. And I'll go Steph 4. Magic 5.
And the Finals MVP certified that for him.
Yes, because here's my reasoning. He is a guy that completely changed the game. It's a completely different game from what it was back when Magic, Bird, Jordan played. He's one of the, you could say he's on the top 4 of most influential players ever.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I know it's
And to back up with the ring, now the Finals MVP, the all-time leader in threes, and he's going to make it unbreakable. I think especially if they run it back next year, he's going to get another Finals MVP. That's going to just add to it and keep him up there at 4, potentially 3 for his greatness.
Okay, so next question. With 4 rings and 1 Finals MVP, there's also another really, really influential player in Andre Iguodala who has a very similar resume. Where is he at all time?
5.
Wow.
Is he 5? Is he at 5?
Wow.
Draymond 6.
Draymond 6. Dude, I might resume-wise probably between 20 and 30. Resume-wise.
Iggy was a dog in his early years, too.
Iggy on the Sixers was filthy.
People,
I was so nasty.
People just think of Iggy recently as the bench guy on the Warriors, but forget that he was a top 3 player in the league for 7 years.
Dude, in those earlier 2Ks, he was one of those cheese players. He was a dog.
Then he went to the Nuggets.
Shot. It'd go up and touch the scoreboard and then come back down.
Dude,
if you need a free throw though, get it. He's not your guy.
No.
He should be inbounding the ball when teams are fouling.
He might be how is he I'm not saying he's accurate by any means, I guess, but his mid-range and three-point shot is not bad at all. And then when he goes to the free throw line, he just loses. It looks like he's never played basketball before. I don't know. It's amazing to me. All right, so Iggy top 20 according to Rhyme Time, Beyond the Arc podcast. And Steph Curry top 5.
Steph Curry's top 5, yes.
I'm just kidding. I thought the Iggy resume. So one of my buddies brought that up the other day. He was like, "Oh, so since Steph has 4 finals and 1 Finals MVP, where's Iggy at?"
Was a great point.
I looked up Andre Iguodala's free throw percentage, and the first story that popped up was the 10 worst free throw shooters in the NBA.
Dude, he's gotta be. Dude,
I'm
not. This is what I was thinking about top 5 because Shaq is in that argument, kind of, right? You would say Shaq is arguably top 5. When Shaq got drafted, do you know how much he weighed?
He was real skinny. I don't know how much he weighed exactly, but he was.
When you say real skinny, what are you thinking weight wise? What is your guess? Because I guessed 230.
That was going to be my guess.
He was 290 pounds.
That was muscle.
Dude, do you know how much of a dude?
Body fat.
That's what I'm saying. I saw that yesterday. I was looking that up, and I was like, no wonder this dude was unstoppable. Shaq was 292 pounds when he got drafted to the Magic. And when he was in 2003 with the Lakers, he was 330 pounds.
Oh my God.
Does that not blow your mind? That is insane.
Wild. That is so wild.
That's all
pushing guys around. He just do one drop step and they're in the cheerleader.
Dude, yeah, I was talking to my buddy Ryan, and it was just why? I was 220, and he was like, dude, you're way off. I'm like, no, I'm not. There's no way.
He looks like that in UCLA.
Yeah, he's skinny as hell, and he was
LSU.
dude, he's 290 pounds.
What
I'm like,
LeBron get
what?
to? Did he get to 280 in
LeBron?
Miami? Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought in
really
Miami
remember.
that's like 280, but like to me now thinking about it, Shaq looked skinnier, like way skinnier, and like weighed less than Miami LeBron.
Miami LeBron was bulky.
Yeah.
He was just a massive human running full force at you.
Miami LeBron was different. Oh, whatever.
I love
That's really all the Warriors and legacy talk I have for the day, unless you guys got something you want to add.
No, I guess let's move on to the main
draft.
topic, the New York Knicks. The NBA draft.
Yeah. What are they doing, man? What are the Knicks doing?
Dude, I seriously think that Stephen A. meme right there with like when Spike Lee consoling him with the picture of Johnny Davis in the background could be a meme for like the next 10 years. Yes. Well, it'll be longer, but because I think Johnny Davis will be a stud.
Dude, literally. Literally. That was
so bad. Like
that was perfect.
I saw Stephen A. say that the Knicks are worse than the Cowboys.
I mean, that's so spot on. And now they're trading Kemba to clear up cap space to get Jalen Brunson. Not try and go for Kyrie. We'll get Jalen Brunson, who just had a really good year, and he's going to come to New York where all the lights are the brightest and all the pressure in the world is going to be on him just being the guy. I don't think that'd be working. You got to go for like a Kyrie or somebody like that.
We saw Brunson with no Luka. He was didn't he drop like a 40-point game once, and then the next game he drops like a 10-piece
against Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he would drop like 10 the next game. It's just inconsistent.
I didn't think that him and Luka together would have worked because they're two ball dominant players.
Yeah.
And I mean, they still made it to the conference finals, which is great for them, a great season. But I still, down the road, I don't see that being a backcourt to be a championship team.
No.
Luka is actually the favorite to win MVP next year.
I feel like he's going into, wasn't he like very high going into this year too? I feel like they keep trying to push Luka as the favorite for MVP.
I mean, dude, you got to think he's going to win one eventually.
Oh, yes.
Like he's just inevitable. He's a stud.
Do we have Jokic?
Honestly.
Jokic is back-to-back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. It's so weird.
Taco Bell commercial was on when he got drafted.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nuggets are going to be good.
I love the picture when he's real fat, eating like a candy bar or whatever by like the pool or something. He's like super fat, dude.
He still eats horribly.
And it's like
he has no diet.
I would never say anything mean to him or his family, ever.
Or you're gonna end up like Marcus
Jokic. You are a beautiful looking man.
You are a beautiful. On to the draft. So Reimer, what were your thoughts on the top three? A big shakeup, kind of last second.
I was really shocked. I thought Jabari was a lock going number one. I didn't even think of Paolo going number one because Jabari, I think, is going to be a really great NBA player. He's got the skill set, and like it kind of reminds me a little bit of Jaren Jackson. Maybe not as good of a shot blocker, but way better offensively.
Yeah, way better.
And I was thinking either him or Chet were going number one because I thought the Magic may have taken a chance on Chet because he was teammates with Jalen Suggs in high school. They already got Jalen Suggs.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that they were even considering Paolo. I mean, Paolo didn't even go to a workout for them.
They didn't talk to him.
They did not talk to him at all. Like that was that might be like the biggest shock since Anthony Bennett, but Paolo's going to be way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
And that's like, I understand not talking to a prospect if you are like in like the 4 to 5 range, if you like don't want other teams to know that you're like want to take him, but you have the number one pick. Who are you trying to smoke screen? Like just how are you not going to invite a top 3 player to work out with you and then you select him?
That's a great way to put that, dude. The smoke screen, that was hilarious.
Like NFL teams will be like in the 20s and they'll be like, yeah. Like the Ravens never talked to Lamar or any of that because they didn't want people to know they wanted to take him. The Orlando Magic were like, yo, we got to make sure no one trades up to pick 0 to select follow.
I think they could have traded back to 3. They probably could have swapped.
Probably,
yeah.
I will say Jabari Smith, I think, ended up in a perfect place alongside Green. I mean, I feel like the Rockets are so much better right now than the Magic.
And the Magic have been rebuilding since 2005.
Yeah.
The Magic have been awful since I've been alive, basically.
Same.
Ever since Shaq.
Finals against Kobe, but
okay, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah,
Superman Dwight Howard.
That, though, that's okay. So like I said, 05, 07, if we're rounding, whatever. that was like Dwight Howard was insane. Yeah, that was like the last time that Sinners were like as dominant as they could have been.
Yeah.
And they had like randoms like Michael Petrus going off, like
Hedo Turkoglu.
Hedo was dog. Hedo was a dog, dude.
That's when you could physically. That was back in the era of the NBA where you could literally go to the championship off role players. Like if you had enough good role players, like you were going to the championship
before super teams were even
really
a thing.
Yeah, dude. Braun had the Plumbers taking them to the conference finals.
Yeah, I do think about that a lot, how they carried LeBron.
Eric Snow was a dog. Booby Gibson.
Booby.
So another pick that I feel like just ended up just perfectly. Detroit Pistons got to be a top 2 winners of this draft.
They're the number 1 win from the draft.
Yeah, that's what I mean. To get Ivy and then Durant, like they got 2 of the top players on their board. And I think they solely got Ivy because he told the Kings he wasn't going to play for him. And that was enough for the Kings to literally be like, okay, we can't draft him. The Kings have no backbone. Just draft the man. He's going to play.
The Kings mess up every single year.
That would have been the fastest backcourt ever. De'Aaron Fox and Jaden Ivey. That would have been so nasty. And you already got Sabonis. You got my guy Harrison Barnes from North Carolina. Like they could have been developing something there a little bit. I thought they might have been trying to get towards that win now mode by trying to trade for Sabonis. But I think you saw the meme and stuff where it was like the year when Bagley got picked, and the next pick was Luka, and then like it was Dame and then Clay. I feel like this is going to be another one of those.
I might put a future Ivy MVP 2025 bet down right now. Like it's just kind of how it's going for them.
Okay, when you think of Keegan Murray, he was a great player at Iowa. Like he's a phenomenal college basketball player. Players like him just don't shift to the NBA very well. Mm-hmm. Let alone a top 5 pick, dude.
Dude, Jaden Ivey, if you watched any games of Purdue, he was the best player on the court.
Me and Reimer have been high on Purdue all season long. We would be texting throughout the college basketball season from the beginning about how we loved Purdue, how we thought Purdue was going to make it deep. Jaden Ivey was a beast. We just love that Purdue team. They always have a 7'5",
always
ugliest guy in college basketball every year. Is it
you
Haas?
had him with Travion Williams.
Yeah, Travion Williams is a dog. Travion Williams came off the bench.
Yeah, and he was a preseason All-American, I think.
Yeah,
but I was so high on Purdue last year. They let me
choke
down. I was scared.
Yeah, they ruined it. Carolina. They ran into the Peacocks, man. They ran into the Peacocks.
Yeah, then the Peacocks got shut down by my Tar Heels.
For 2 weeks, we were all cocks.
We were. Dude, the last thing I want to do if I'm like a head coach of an NCAA team in the tournament is run into the Cinderella team. Like, I would be terrified.
Because it's a lose-lose situation. Either the entire nation hates you for beating Cinderella, or you lose to Cinderella. Like, there's no good outcome to that game.
It's like us with Ryan in fantasy baseball.
Exactly. You're either just it's either you're just like, oh, you beat up on Ryan, or it's like, oh my God, he lost to Ryan.
Yeah, he's the scariest.
Shout out Ryan going for the 0-11 streak in fantasy baseball this week. Match up with Bollinger.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath right now. Up by 70.
Maybe by the time you hear this, you'll have your first win. Probably not.
Yeah, maybe I choke this. Maybe by the time it comes out, we're stressing at the end, but I doubt it.
He just goes from negative 100 for the next 2 days.
Yeah, I just need to get a lot of negatives.
Next question is, are we all in agreement that the Knicks had the worst draft?
They didn't even draft, really. So, yes.
They had the worst. I wouldn't say they had the worst draft. They had the worst night, because saying they had the worst draft would say they picked someone. And they just, like...
They took Keels in the second round.
Okay. If they didn't take anyone in the first.
Yeah.
For how many times they traded around for them to get no one in the first.
And I think this was probably one of the most loaded draft classes. Like, so many wings. And I mean, like, Kevin Durant tweeted it. This is a wings league. That's factual. Like, you have to have a really good wing to succeed. Like, you look at Wiggins played really well. I can't believe I'm saying that in the same sentence with like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But Wiggins became proven during this finals run for them. But
Wiggins wanted it. Wiggins wanted it.
Malachi Branham. And they traded.
Yeah.
I wish the Cavs would have got him.
Oh, I know. It became very obvious where you wanted the Cavs to select. At least they got your number 2 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So I wanted the Cavs to get Malachi Branham, and then my number 2 guy on the board was Agjabi, but I wanted them to take him if Malachi was off the board. I think Malachi, he fell to 20 because of how young he is. And if I really, really strongly believe if he stayed one more year at Ohio State, he's a top 5 pick without a doubt.
Easy.
Probably even top 3. Because he's still 18 years old, isn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's only 18. No way he's older than 19.
Yeah, he's one of the youngest in this draft, if not the youngest.
Getting the FaceTime, sorry.
Busy guy Reimer over here.
It's like Woj.
The trade just happened.
Speaking of Woj, I do have a great question here. So, Shams reported 19 of the first round picks to Woj's 11. Has Woj fell off, or is Sham in his prime? What do you think, Reimer?
I think that Shams is just in his prime. Woj is hitting the end of his run here, but that's one thing like I hate about the draft is because Woj is just like always. Well, both of them are, but it takes the fun out of the draft, I guess. But yes, I feel like Shams definitely overtook Woj.
Yeah, but I'm also wondering, is this like one of those things where, like, you know, when LeBron had one of those off years and you're like, oh man, like when LeBron hit 30 and everyone was like, yeah, like not got to deal with this much longer, like LeBron's out here. And then
like
all
that
of a sudden
tweet.
he was, yeah,
one tweet.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit is hilarious. It's like LeBron turning 30 this year. We ain't gonna have to deal with this much longer.
But that's what it's like. I think all of a sudden, like, this is gonna light a fire under Woj. Like, he's gonna get back in the lab. He's gonna start grinding his craft again. And then next year, I think he might get all 30. Like, he might just go out there and he might before the draft just announce what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Put up some MVP numbers.
He fooled everybody on who the number 1 pick was going to be. He probably made like $1 million on a bet, screwing everybody.
Yeah.
Dude, I was seeing that Jabari Smith's stuff, like his number 1 pick odds were fluctuating like the day of. They opened up the day at -200, then went to +900, which if I would have seen that, I'm thankful I didn't. I would have put a lot of money on Jabari Smith +900 because I would have been like, it's free money. and then he went back down to like +1 or -120 before the draft, and then they took Paulo.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They were smoke screening FanDuel. Oh my God, that's who they were smoke screening.
Woj tweeted 3 different times. He was like, it's gonna be. They are confirmed on. They are set on Paulo. They are set on Jabari Smith, and then it's like, oh no, back to Paulo.
Yeah. What if I bet honestly Orlando was sitting there and they didn't even know who they were taking. They probably just figured out Paulo was in the draft like yesterday, like 2 days ago. They were like, wait a second, he didn't stay at Duke? They were like, this dude's available?
I saw a TikTok of like a fake Orlando fan about like, oh my gosh, we're getting Paulo. And dude, I was dying. Like he's like cut into different scenes. He's like, oh, he can do spin moves. He can do spin moves. Let's this guy's go. Please go.
He can do. I've seen that too.
So that I was dying.
Dude, there was some great content that came out of the NBA draft. Just because
who had the best suit?
Yeah.
Dude,
it's got to be between Chet and Paulo.
Those are my two worst ones.
Paulo's suit, I hated Paulo's suit.
He looked like a purple Pokemon or something.
I liked Malachi Branham, so I might be a little biased there. I think
my two favorites were Johnny Davis and Malachi.
Johnny Davis did have a slick suit on.
It had like the little J right here down the like, I don't know what it is, cursive J, but it was nice. I don't know how. So it was in Brooklyn. Chet had a necklace with dice on it.
Yeah.
So he's rolling the dice.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about
that.
it.
You liked that?
Like that. I liked his explanation behind it.
Yeah, the explanation was good.
He had 3 and 4 for his jersey number, and then it was I don't know. It was a pretty good interview of Chet, who I thought had a really good interview was oh man, what was his name, dude? They were just asking him questions, and he answered everything perfectly. I said in the group chat,
Jabari.
Was it Jabari Smith?
Yeah, you said you really liked Jabari.
It must have been Jabari Smith at 3.
Yeah, you were like, I just became a big Jabari Smith fan or something like that.
Well, dude, every question was just so humble, and he was just ready to get to work, and he answered every single question perfectly. I mean, just perfectly. It was just like, if I'm a Rockets fan and I hear this interview, because everything was just about getting to work and how he's just strictly a team guy. He don't care about the stats. And I love that, dude, because he ain't going in there usually as a top 3 pick. It's on like a shit, I might be that dude, but he's right beside Jalen Green. And I mean, other than that, is Christian Wood still there? He could dish off.
I got traded to Dallas.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
And I think John Wall might be coming back.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Is John Wall's like, people forget that like without injury, John Wall's really good.
Dude, he's a blur.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Does he deserve the contract that he opted into? Absolutely not. But
I don't tolerate any John Wall slander. I love John Wall.
I do too.
Great dance too. Great dance.
Oh,
there you go. Everybody hit the John Wall.
All
right. Before we wrap this up, lastly, Reimer, I want you to hit me with some Ohio State facts for the upcoming season. What we should look forward to, how the offense is going to look, how the team's going to shape up, really, because losing our 2 key players, EJ and Malachi Branham, what are we doing this year, man? Where do we go from here?
It's definitely going to be a different look for them. They go a mix of experience and youth. They have a great recruiting class coming in. I think Bruce Thornton is him. Like he's going to be nuts for Ohio State next year. They got Tanner Holden, who I really like. Ohio kid, Southern Ohio kid from Wright State, averaged 20. Like you can't just average 20 D1 and not be a dog. Sean McNeil, the experience there. If they get Justice Suing and Seth Towns to stay healthy, I think they'll be one of the top teams in the Big Ten. But my only thing about that is if they switch up their offensive scheme, because like we saw last year with them going with a 3-out, 2-in triangle type offense where the EJ would flash up to the high post and then throw into Zed, or he'd just shoot that little mid-range jumper that was lethal. I think they don't have that many bigs like that this year. So they're going to have to spread the floor. They got more guys that can create, shoot the ball. I think they got to get with a 4-out, 1-in and let Zed be the beast on the inside, even though he lacks size a little. So I think if they switch up their scheme, they could win the Big Ten. I think if they do that, they'd be a lock for a Sweet 16.
What seed do you think they'll get overall in the
tournament?
Yeah.
They probably anywhere between 3 and 5.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Do we have shooters this year?
Oh yeah, Sean
Can I have
McNeil's.
someone to rely on the 3-ball because that was so shaky last year. Anytime anyone shot the ball behind the arc, it was like our best player was shooting 35% maybe.
Oh yeah, I think Tanner Holden, he can shoot the 3. I guess Rice Sandoval, a name that I forgot to mention, he's a freshman. They said he's like a bigger Dwayne Washington. So like he'll be
I like
he'll be able to shoot a little bit. I said Sean McNeil, he's a really good shooter too. Isaac Likely, Justice Suing, Seth Towns if he's healthy. I think they're going to be loaded with shooting next year, and that's going to help so much because that's just going to let Zed Key go to work because they're not going to be able to help as much because they're going to be making so many shots on the outside.
This is the last question I have. I don't know about you, Zach. What year of eligibility is this for Seth Towns?
I think it's like 6
He's
or
got
7.
to be his 8th year. It's insane how many years of eligibility he's had. So he transferred from Harvard, right? Graduate transfer from Harvard, tore his ACL the year after that, right?
Well, he tore his ACL at Harvard. He came back like one player of the year in the Ivy. Came to Ohio State, was healthy for the COVID year that was in the bubble and everything. And then I thought last year it was like something with his back.
It was back. It was definitely his back that was bothering him. So he gained another year of eligibility on top of that because he didn't play last year.
Yeah, gained another.
This is a dude that was an absolute certified bucket at Harvard. Keep in mind.
Yeah. Won the player of the year.
Absolute bucket at Harvard. When he transferred to Ohio State, I was so hyped, and I think I've seen him play like half a season, maybe.
He did help that team out a ton with EJ and Dwayne, CJ Walker.
Yeah.
He helped them a ton.
Absolutely.
All right,
Zach, you got anything else?
Yeah, one last thing. I know you're a UNC guy. Did UNC overperform in the tournament, or do they deserve all this hype going into next year?
Oh, they deserve all this hype coming into next year, 100%. The only thing that scares me is how are they going to replace Brady Manick? They just got Pete Nance, who was a really good guy at Northwestern, was one of the top-rated transfers in the portal. He shot like 45% from 3, averaged 15 plus. So it's not going to be the same. He's 6'10", so it's similar like points and stuff like that as Brady Manick, but I'm going to miss him so much that he's going to have some big shoes to fill. But they are more experienced on the bench. I just wish Hubert Davis would use the bench more. I love the recruiting class they have coming in. I think they 100% deserve the hype. They may not be number 1 because Drew Timmy's coming back next year and Marcus Sasser from Houston, but North Carolina's going to be right there in the top 3, if not number 1 next year. And I think they get back to it.
Drew Timme is quickly approaching Perry Ellis status in my mind, where this man just feels like he has been in college for so long.
Yes. Yeah. It's like that, and then like villain status is Tyler Hansbrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's Drew Timme's going to leave because I don't think he'll do anything in the NBA. He's going to leave his legacy in college basketball.
Yeah, just like Hansbrough.
Dude, no, as a Duke fan, I'll even admit, dude, when UNC was getting hot during that tournament run, they're scary. And it was just once the season ended, you saw one dude stay for another year, and then you saw the next dude stay for another year, and then you saw another dude stay for another year, like Caleb Love, all these just straight dogs.
Dude,
and I think
Baycott was the first one. Baycott was the first one, and like in his speech, he was like saying like thanks for all the fans and stuff like that at the beginning. And then he was like, dude, I'm like at work like about to just cry because I thought like, oh man, we're gonna suck next year. And then he's like, but I'm not ready to do that just yet. I'm coming back. And I like ran out the building. I was so hyped.
Took a twist. But yeah, dude, I think they're gonna be scary next year. I think they also deserve all the hype. Top 5 for sure. ACC is always tough, though. It's not going to be a cakewalk.
They'll split with Duke probably in the regular season.
That's a good take.
Duke
Usually what it is. What are they? Are they still tied all time? Like it's just insane.
Really
it's insane
It's
how
within a
close
few
they
games.
are.
But
And
we
the
won
points
Final Four.
are also within like whatever.
We
All right,
won
is that all
Final
we
Four.
got?
Yeah.
All right, we will also be joining Reimer on Beyond the Arc here shortly, so be sure to go check that out. Reimer, any shout outs before you dip out of here?
Just shout out to you guys for letting me come on. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
no, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's always a pleasure. We hope to have you back on here and talk some hoops another time, no doubt. Anyways, thank you very much for joining us, and be sure to check us out on Beyond the Arc.
So let's move on to Stanley Cup Finals. The Avs are up 3-1. Apparently, there was some controversy about last night's win in overtime that I stayed up until overtime, and then I was like, I'm not staying up for the time in between the periods and then watching overtime, so I went to bed. But apparently a lot of controversy, like the Avs had too many guys on the ice when they scored the game-winning goal. So
Yeah. So go ahead.
So I've seen Lightning fans complain that there was too many men on the ice with 6 people for the Avs. Then I've seen Avs fans just come back clapping, saying like that the Lightning had 7 guys on the ice.
Yeah.
So I've seen both sides. It just sounds like there was way too many men on the ice for whatever.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me freshman year playing Party Pike in intramurals, and they tied it with like 2 seconds left. They hit a 3, like full court. And I was like freaking out because their entire team during the play was on the court. So they all just ran out there. And intramural refs, this is where the beef started, had no clue what was going on, despite the fact they had 9 guys we had to cover on the court, just tossed it up as a joke, and the refs counted it. And I will never forget that. I was so bad.
Dude, so the rule is like their main argument is because when Kadri like touched the puck, there were 6 guys on the ice, but someone said like the dude like was way outside the play, like halfway across.
Yeah, he was,
and he was right next to the bench. So like they're not there. Someone said they're not going to call that in the playoffs, and they're definitely not going to call that in overtime.
Definitely not.
And it's not reviewable, right?
At this point, no. I think you can.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I was looking that up. Hayden's like, I don't think they're gonna bring him back, to be honest.
they're gonna rule it a draw, and we're gonna tip off tomorrow.
We're going to 9. Best of 9. What if they just voided the game? They're like, we fucked up. Like we're just gonna pretend that game ain't happened. They're like, game 4 tonight. And everyone's like, what?
FanDuel, DraftKings, everyone that's bet hits, they took their money back.
Even if you cashed out, they went into your bank account and they just took it out. They're like, not today.
So we are technically huge Avs fans. We clarified that before the series started. Hayden has been pulling for the Avs for a minute because he's, snake in the grass. But
yeah,
we are huge Avs fans since the series was 0-0, and because we classified as haters of the three-peat, we did not want a three-peat, and
no one likes a three-peat. No one likes a three-peat.
We are taking our talents from Edmonton to Colorado. So this is me looking out to the Colorado Avalanche. The offer we had the Edmonton Oilers, if you want us to come hold the trophy or maybe get a ring or something, we're available.
We can get on the ice.
Yeah, I can't skate, but I'll try. I'll get out there to mid-ice.
My schedule's pretty busy, but like I'd fit you into it for sure.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what we're getting at.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the Avalanche picture of them all like around the Lord Stanley's Cup, and we're just the 3 of us are in the middle of it? Like, I'm posted up there on the limp deuces with the Stanley Cup.
Always chucks a deuce.
Always.
Everyone will be holding up the 1, and I'll just be the.
There's a guy I work with who's a big Avs fan.
Ports down.
He's a big Avs fan. I was telling him that I was watching them play, and like they had this like power play, and their passing was like so crisp, and they were like juking people out with their passes, like reaching, crossing back over, and passing it out. And I was like, I thought the Penguins were like Stanley Cup bound, but like after watching that, I was like, that's what a championship team looks like. They are like magical with the puck. I swear, they're so good.
All around, it's beautiful hockey from the
Yeah.
short hockey that I've watched.
Were the Penguins supposed to like be in the cup? Like, was that like a thing?
I mean, we have Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, who are like two of some of the best players of all time, like playing together.
Yeah.
They're old, and like a lot of our younger guys instead. Then our main goalie, like if we would have had our starting goalie, I think we beat the Rangers, and then probably lose the Hurricanes still.
Weren't you? You were up 3-1.
The Penguins are always.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. All right, shut the fuck up.
The Penguins are like always in that running, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least
But
Pittsburgh's
Austin,
got something.
I just hope the Lightning win tomorrow so the Avs can win on Sunday. Because if they win in 6, I'm gonna be riding the same wave as Mancini when I called Avs in 6, like how you called the Warriors in 6. And we're just gonna look like Nostradamus, and it's gonna be kick ass.
Hey, NBA, hockey, Bollinger, we need you to hit a future next.
Yeah.
So by the time you hear this, what is it? Game 5 will be Friday, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow? Game 5 tomorrow. So Hayden will be rooting for. Are you hopping on the Lightning train tomorrow?
I mean,
Just for a game.
If the Avs win, I'll be very happy. But if they lose, I'll be like, hey, there's still some positives.
All right.
There's still some positives.
Cool. I like it. I like that Hayden's kind of like our hockey guy because I learn more every time we talk about this shit.
I do. Now I know, like, oh, go.
I was just asking if we wanted did we get enough into hockey? It's about.
I feel like that's about all I know.
As much as we can talk about, yeah. Does Hayden got anything else he wants to add? Any player props or future bets for Game 5 or something? I don't know.
Nazem Kadri to score a goal for sure.
You heard it, folks.
That goal he had in overtime, bro, was the fastest goal. Like I had to watch it 7 times to realize like when he hit it up, and he hit like at the top of the net. And they got stuck, and they didn't realize that it was a goal until like 10 seconds after. It was fired, but he's like a badass because he's Muslim, and they've been like other teams have been targeting him, and like fans have been saying messed up stuff. Like the FBI got involved because he got so many death threats. And he like responds by just like knocking players out and scoring a ton of goals. Like he's a badass, and I love it.
Hell yeah, bro! Good for him. Love to see shit like that.
Yeah.
So MLB Rakes and Takes.
Yeah, let's get into it. All right, I'll start off my rake. Austin Hayes, honestly, had to solely because last night hits for the cycle.
Is back.
Cycle is back. Did it in 4 at-bats. They literally tried. Mother Nature tried to stop this man. He had a home run, triple, and single going into the 5th inning. And then there was an hour rain delay. They thought they were just going to call the game. They came back for 1 inning, and he got a double to complete the cycle. And then Trey Mancini went yard 2 pitches later. So, huge. Honestly, just huge. He's good. He's going to represent us.
Love to see Mancini's out here doing big things.
Good for the family.
Good for the Mancini's.
Good for Mancini's everywhere.
Dude, the Orioles are fun. The Orioles are fun.
They're a fun base. Even when we lose, we're a fun baseball team.
You guys
just
fight back.
Doubles.
You fight back. Like you never go down without a fight. It's factual.
Yeah, we're no longer a pushover team, and that's all that matters because for so long we were.
So so Zach's doing this thing where he's keeping track of ever since I had Adley Rutschman as my my MLB take of the week. What's his slash line ever since I've said that?
So he is 7. I'm bringing it up. He's 7 for 14 7 for 16. Forgot to update that with 4 RBIs, 3 doubles, 4 runs, and 2 walks.
This is ever since I made him my take of the week. I'm telling you, dude, of every person I put on my take, like Mike Trout the next day after I had him on my take I think he hit 2 home runs. Whit Merrifield was one of my takes. Now he's like the 7th outfielder in the MLB fantasy wise. Like he gets like 4 points a night. I don't know, dude.
If you want to go off, just have Sini mention you as a take. Just question your ability.
Be on my shit list. Have me call you out, and then it's like God will light a fire under your butthole or something.
It's equivalent to like dad mode. It's like Sini hated mode.
Yeah, I'm equal to the paternity list. Anyways, my take is I'm going to say something nice about Pittsburgh for once. I have the Pittsburgh Pirates are my rake. Sorry, the MLB rake of the week is the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm kind of jealous as a Reds fan. I'm kind of jealous as the Pirates rebuild, simply because of the exciting players. We have Hunter Green, who we've seen flashes of. I know he's young. He got absolutely shelled by the Dodgers today, and he's had a few outings where he's just gotten hit really hard. Super young. Nick Lodolo is hurt. India has been hurt all year, finally coming back, getting exciting again. India, that's our guy. The Pirates have 4 of those guys. They got Brian Reynolds, Ke'Bryan Hayes. Now they got O'Neal Cruz up in the big leagues, and you got Henry Davis.
Hey, O'Neal Cruz is my rake, so talk about everyone else.
I'm not going to get into individual stuff. I'm just saying, like, as a whole, the Pittsburgh Pirates rebuild is my rake. So, and you haven't even seen Henry Davis yet.
Yeah, Henry Davis is coming.
Brian Reynolds might be my favorite out of the 3. The switch hitting center fielder, who great defender, could bat leadoff, could bat 4-hole, could bat anywhere in the lineup. Ke'Bryan Hayes is electric. O'Neal
Kid
Cruz,
balls.
I'll let you get in on him, but dude, they're fun to watch, and I hate that. Their pitching, on the other hand, I don't have anything to say about it because there's literally nothing to say about it. But what are you, as a fan of the game? I'm kind of old school. I like pitching battles. I like a good 1-0-2-0 ball game, like nothing crazy. I'd love to see a guy deal on the mound, but the Pirates just have those 4 players that are electric, dude. Like home runs, doubles, throwing the ball across field 95 mile an hour. It's awesome. Diving plays, athletes, they're all straight athletes.
They're just ball players. They just go out and ball.
Ball players, man. They get
just straight up ballers. They just go out there and ball.
Pirates rake of the week. Hit them with it, Hayden.
All right, so yeah, my rake is O'Neal Cruz. Like you said, Ke'Bryan Hayes and Brian Reynolds and them, they're great athletes and they're definitely gonna be great additions. But like O'Neal Cruz is fucking huge. Like he's 6'7". He threw that ball 99 miles an hour. Ran 31 feet per second or some crazy shit like that. I don't know. Like he's so fast. He like tagged up from third on a pop fly and like not too deep outfield. Like he was crazy. He's so good. And I'm gonna start watching games because of him, like solely. And I know you're like,
I picked him up on my fantasy team.
Yeah. Well, I was like, what about Brian Reynolds? I think it was. I don't remember what they did, but I think it was one of those two. Made like one of the ugliest and most like embarrassing errors of all time, like last year. I can't remember what it was, but it was on like SportsCenter Not Top 10 for like 2 months. Like it was like that bad. And so like
I know what you're talking about.
Damper on the image of the team. Hopefully Mr. Nutter doesn't fucking sell or trade away everybody. Like everyone's saying like, ooh, O'Neal Cruz, shortstop for the Pirates, he's gonna look great in a Yankees uniform in 3 years. Like it's the worst. Like I hope
that's all I get.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't
Preaching to the choir. Preaching to the choir, everyone.
I hope he doesn't do that shit again. I hope he truly means that he wants to rebuild. That's my rake. My take is this might be controversial, I don't know, but like the College World Series right now, I say it's my take because it doesn't have Tennessee. And like Tennessee was the most exciting part because they were such douchebags, like flipping off the crowd and shit. Like hate them, but it makes it fun because you want them to lose. And if you like Tennessee, you have that identity too, and you're flipping off other fans and you're talking your shit. Like, damn, I wish they would have won, bro. I wish. It'd been so fun.
Hayden's like, you now have to go jump people, and you just have to start throwing hands in the stands.
Yeah, I mean, look, Rangers fans did that. They took after their players. Remember, they knocked that guy out from the Lightning.
Yeah,
they learned from the ice.
That was bad. That was so bad. That guy just ate us. That was so bad.
But yeah, bro, I think it would have been so fun. It's so fun to watch Tennessee play. It's a shame they're not, and they got beat by a bunch of Catholics, so that's even more embarrassing.
Even more embarrassing.
I didn't know Catholics would play baseball.
Then they beat the #1 team.
Yeah.
My take is actually the Cincinnati Reds. And I think that's my take is because I was just thinking about my rake being the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it just kept depressing me thinking about the Reds because it's the complete opposite. How the Pirates have like these infielders, flashy infielders, and just absolute studs around the diamond. The Red studs are like their starting pitchers. And I've learned that starting pitching does not mean shit when you don't have an offense and you don't have a defense. Like it's bullpen. Sorry, not a defense, even though we don't have much of that either. But to have it's really hard to win games when your starting pitcher can give you a quality start every single outing, but you give him no run support or the bullpen blows the lead every time you do get run support. It's a really bold strategy to use, and it doesn't pay off too often. So when will this strategy come to an end? I don't know. But until it does, the Reds are just depressing. And another reason that they are my take, the owner, Cellini, wants to go off about how he has a fun, entertaining team to put on the diamond this year. He has scheduled a Topgolf Invitational event at Great American Ballpark for October 13th through the 16th. I understand we're 15 games back. I'm not saying I have expectations to go to the playoffs, but the NLCS and the NLDS, when is that? It's in the middle of October. And that just screams that the ownership is not competitive at all. Like I said, I'm not expecting to win the division. I'm not expecting to come. When your own ownership has just agreed and just accepted in June that they're not going to be in the playoffs or even near contention, setting up scheduling events while the playoffs are going on. What do I do here?
That is so a tough scene. Why would you do that?
Granted, the event sounds sick. Like fans get to go to the field and you hit Topgolf on the Great American Ballpark. It sounds dope. But like, what the fuck?
It is not the time. Read the room.
At what cost?
Everyone's like, we want talent on the field. And he's like, what if you're the talent on the field?
You ever seen Field of Dreams?
Yeah. If you build it, the Topgolf will come. My rake for this week is once again MLB umpires. Don't know if you saw last night, but Toronto Blue Jays bench coach was ejected before the game even started. He delivered the lineup card. It was the first time he's ever delivered it, solely so he could keep arguing balls and strikes from the game before. He started yelling at the third base umpire, who was the home plate guy the night before, and he got tossed. He literally just handed him the lineup and starts going at this guy, like getting in his face, and the umps ejected him before the game even started. So homeboy just went out there for warm-ups, took the lineup card, and you know his intention was to go out there and get tossed. Like when you convince the manager to let you go out there for the first time ever to deliver the lineup card, he's like, I'm getting tossed, like, just so you know.
I want a stat of teams' records when one of their coaches gets tossed before the game starts. Because I bet that lights a fire in the dugout and they just go out electric. Because, I mean, you saw what the Blue Jays did yesterday, 7-0 in like the third inning.
Yeah.
Like, I bet.
I was going to say, Blue Jays, we know they're at least 1-0. We know there's one win.
At least 1-0. At least 1-0. I bet it's historically like pretty significantly above 500 for teams that have a coach ejected before the game starts.
Lights a fire under a team. Lets the boys know you care.
That's what I'm saying. The Reds owner wouldn't know much about that, but
or Topgolf. I wonder how, the record of teams after the ownership announced that instead of the playoffs, they'll be playing Topgolf.
I don't even think the Reds have had an ejection yet this year, dude. Like, what are we doing? Like,
they don't care. Do the Reds care? Is the big question.
It's June, and we have more Topgolf events scheduled than ejections on our team. Like, who is running this? Whatever. We gotta quit talking baseball before I get pissed.
My random athlete of the week, draft night, Darko Milicic, greatest draft bust of all time. Played in league from 2003 to 2012. So I forget that he lasted till 2012. Like, he seriously seems like a guy who, I mean, he was only getting like 10 minutes with teams, but he was still just like, seems like a guy who after 2007 was out of the league. And now he's back home. I forget where he's from, Serbia, and he's like a farmer. Like, he just has like all this money. He's just a farmer. So biggest draft bust of all time, Darko Milicic, random athlete of the week.
I love it. All righty. Word of the week for me is it's quibble. And I actually love this word. This one is English, by the way. But quibble, it means to argue or complain about small, unimportant things. It sounds like dog food or something. Like it sounds like kibble.
Like kibble. Yeah, quibble.
Kibble, but quibble. I don't know.
It's to get into it. Like, it's, what is it?
It's to argue about like small, unimportant things. So like,
so it's like, just got into a quibble.
Like debating about Jordan LeBron. It's like,
just a quibble.
Do you want to quibble right now? Like, are we about to quibble?
Are we really about to quibble right now? Go in the comment section.
Don't quibble in front of the kids.
I feel like
quibble in front of the kids.
I feel like if you're gonna quibble, you have to like wear skirts or something.
So would that mean that like Skip and Shannon is like, instead of like an argument, is that just like there's literally like a quibble show?
It's kind of like a quibble.
They're quibblists.
Like I said, though, like I feel like it should only be like classified as a quibble if you're wearing like a skirt, or you have to like have some sort of like, you have to have some sort of like clothing, something that stands out to where people in the streets will look at them like two guys in like a heated argument and be like, oh man, they're in a quibble.
They are in a quibble right now.
They are so about to quibble.
This quibble is getting out of hand.
Oh shit! All right, Hayden, wrap us up.
All right, so quick story about this dude named Juan Catalan. He was a dude in like early 2000s that was accused of murder. He was accused of murdering this 16-year-old girl, and like they had like almost convicted him. And then his lawyers saw footage. It was like deleted scenes or something, but it was from Curb Your Enthusiasm, the show with Larry David, and he was at a Dodgers game, and like as he goes to his seat, the TV camera, like watching Larry David, like picks up this dude Juan Catalan at the ball game, and it was the same day as the murder. He was 31 miles away, and it happened 20 minutes after like that recording was. So like the lawyer presented to the judge and the jury. It's like, hey, like I have a stone cold alibi right here, and then the dude was gonna face a death penalty if convicted. But they're like, yeah, all right, he didn't do it, and he got off the hook for a free of charge everything.
Baseball saves lives.
It does, and so does Curb. I recommend.
And so does Curb. So last week was Dragons. This week was the guy. Or no, yeah, 2 weeks ago was Dragons, and then this week
was the gay people protesting against the police, like as they came in lines, they did like kick lines in front of them.
What a 3 weeks, just absolute. That's 3 incredible.
Dude,
facts.
You just never know what to expect. That's the best part of it.
It's part of Hayden's hot corner. It's like the hot corner of baseball. It comes at you fast.
That's why it's called that. I love it.
Left field.
I wake up every Thursday and I'm like, I gotta learn something new today because Hayden's gonna teach me something.
Might quibble a little on the podcast and learn something.
We did have a good quibble today.
We did.
I agree. We do be quibbling.
It's always easy to quibble over baseball. That shit did piss me off, though.
That shit, but like on the real, that shit did piss me off.
Yeah, quibble. Top golf, baby. Woohoo!
Woo. All right. Thanks for listening to episode 8. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Jabari Smith, #1 overall.